Hey, hello, this is True Crime Wifey. I hope you all are doing well. I had to shut down. Somehow I had myself on a live stream in the background, which is hilarious. I apologize if you heard any of that, but at least I know that I have sound. I'm not able to determine who's here, but I want to say hello to, of course, Sky Troop and the Misses. You know I adore you. If you guys ever want to email me, of course, I'm at truecrimewifey, all one word, lowercase, at gmail.com. Hi, Jolie. Jolie, this is based on our conversation from a couple of days ago when I went, you know, impromptu live because I've done additional research. I have a specific timeline. I know a lot of the information, but I went back through certain parts of testimony in the trials and grabbed those timestamps. So I'm going to be pulling that together today because, hi, Emily. Thank you. Thank you for your comments. I know that you weren't able to attend the last live stream. I did see your comments. Hi, Ann. Oh, hi, Ann Trower. I want to say, I almost said Ann Tower, but Ann Trower. Hi, thank you for joining us. Emily, thank you for the comments. Okay, so based on Grish's video, and this is my revelation. My revelation is that Harvey Adelson stayed in town. He was in town. When I say in town, I'm saying in Tallahassee. From when Wendi returned with the boys on January 11th, because Dan was getting back from New York City on July 11th, and Dan was picking up the boys on that date. Wendi had been in South Florida June 30th of 2014 until July 11th. Dan Markel had been in New York with Amy Adler, his girlfriend at the time, between July 1 and July 14th of 2014. On July 11th of 2014, both Wendi and Dan come back into town. Wendi has been with the boys. Dan has been with Amy Adler. It is Dan's week for having the boys. And this is July 11th is exactly 7 days before Dan is shot. Okay, it is Dan's week for custody, or for physical custody of the boys. Wendi tells Isom during her interview that on July 12th, she takes her parents to rent a car so they can go back to South Florida. I think it's only Donna. Only Donna goes back down to South Florida. Harvey stays in Tallahassee. Harvey is the person that takes the photograph of Wendi and the boys at Lake Ella. Okay, I'm going to show this just as a reference. This is from the live stream that we were doing 2 days ago on Valentine's Day. It makes sense that Harvey might have stayed into town, right? Because Donna says when Wendi is calling from the ISOM interview that dad's in the shower. I'm going to pull up those additional details in a minute. But here's our discussion 2 days ago. Put me on speaker, like as if Harvey can hear in the shower that Wendy's telling him that Dan's been shot. Okay, by Donna saying that dad's in the shower, that eliminates the possibility that Harvey can speak on the phone during that phone call, right? Harvey might be in Tallahassee. Oh my. Okay. Yep. I was muted. Ugh. Okay. My name is True Crime Wifey. I am an amateur. I am not a professional YouTuber. I don't know when and where. Oh, Lord. La. I'm looking back. Okay, I think I was only on mute for about 2 minutes. Okay, no problem. My thumbnail here is a photograph from the actual spot of where Wendi posted a Facebook photograph on July 17th of 2014, the day before Dan shot. The discussion in my live stream that went to a brainstorming situation about who took that photograph. Grish, everyone knows Grish, and I will at some point I'll post his channel in the chat. But Grish identified exactly where the photograph was taken. That was Wendi's Facebook post on July 17th of 2014, the day before Dan was shot. I went back once Grish identified the place, because I had received that photograph from Jackie St. Germain months ago. And I went all over Tallahassee trying to determine what, because there was the photograph, and you can see in the background there was a brick building. It was 3 stories tall. There was white trim. I went all over FSU. I'm thinking, oh, it's It's the building across from Fine Arts. It's the building across from College of Music. It's a building, but nothing fit. And I had taken some random videos of Lake Ella prior to Grish identifying that particular photograph being at this exact point in my thumbnail. I had gone around Lake Ella, and I actually thought it was like the background of the Tallahassee Police Department, because the Tallahassee Police Department building is located on the south side of Lake Ella. Grish identified that this photograph was taken on the west side of Lake Ella at this exact position. Hang on, let me make it big. I'm so sorry. Oh, yep, amateur here. Okay, I'll make it bigger. This is the photograph that I took after Grish identified where the photograph was taken by Wendi. But discussion led to who took the photograph. And thank you, Sky Troop, for linking Grish's channel. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. And hello to the Mrs. Sky Troop. I saw that you're here, and I appreciate you for being here. I miss you guys a lot. We've known each other on the YouTube streets for quite a minute. Okay. So we started discussing, what do we know in evidence? What has been revealed in trials in regards to the possibility that Harvey took the photograph? So one of the main things, and I am going to pull up that. Okay, I know you might be able to hear like pages turning. Okay, that's my notes. I'm a handwriter. I'm Gen X. I'm all about pen and paper. I am going to pull up Wendi's testimony in Donna's trial. When Georgia asks her, because remember, Georgia doesn't ask anything unless she knows the answer. Okay. We discussed Wendi calling Donna or her parents from the ISOM interview. Wendi only talks to Donna in that phone call. Donna says, Dad's in the shower. So I guess in the moment for TPD and the TPD advocate to excuse the fact that Harvey is not speaking, it's like, oh, well, he's in the shower. But when we talk about what people would do in real time, like I'm at home, it doesn't even have to be my daughter who has an ex-husband. It could be anybody calling my phone to say that someone that I knew got shot. I am running into the bathroom telling my husband, who is in the shower, hello, so-and-so got shot. And then you would be able to hear his reaction, right? You would be able to hear him say, what are you talking about? Hold shot, right? So Donna, or Wendi calls Donna from the ISOM interview, and I guess to pass off the fact that Harvey isn't speaking, Donna just says, oh, well, Harvey's in the shower. So I suppose that TPD should just pass off the fact that Harvey can't speak because he's in the shower. Well, that just really doesn't make sense. So I'm going to share this real quick. And this is Georgia examining Wendi on the stand in regards to that phone call that she makes from the ISIM interview. I'm going to look and see. Hello. Okay. I'm going to look and see real quick what everyone is saying before I show that. Welcome back. Harvey in the shower is where we were. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Grish's link. Thank you, Jolie. Listen, I do my part, okay? Because this is so funny. I literally texted Grish something that is like, this is like pitiful. Okay, this just shows my Gen X. It's literally like 3 iPhones long of a text message. And I think at the beginning of it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this should be an email, but I apologize for the lengthiness because I've sent Grish timelines and stuff, but I don't think that his brain is a lot different than my brain. Okay. He's clearly creative. He is a true right brainer, artistic, creative. Okay, I'm probably left. Well, no, I'm 100% left. I might have a little bit of a right, but I'm left. I'm logical. But I also don't have, good computer skills. So, but I sent him a text. Who knows? He probably hasn't even read it, so it's fine. But I had sent him timelines, and I think that what I actually sent him was the judge to judge timelines that he probably didn't see in this. Yeah, Harvey is all about photoshopping, as I recall. First thing you do, right? Yeah, first thing that you would do, I'd be running into the shower. Okay, even if I was on FaceTime with someone, I would take it off FaceTime and I would run into the bathroom screaming to my husband. And it wouldn't matter if it was my daughter's husband, ex-husband, a neighbor down the street. I would run and tell him about a neighborhood dog or cat being shot. I mean, this is just common sense. Well, we're going to see. I actually think that Georgia knows what's up. And we're going to watch this real quickly because Georgia does not ask anything that she doesn't know the answer to. Remember that. Okay?
Body tried to kill my ex-husband, they should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Yes.
And ISIM says, regardless of who it is. And do you recall your answer?
I do recall my answer.
What was that?
I think I was hoping it wasn't anyone in my family. And so that idea that it was someone in my family gave me pause.
All right, but that wasn't your answer, was it?
I don't remember word for word what I said, but that was my sentiment at the time.
Was your answer for court and counsel? This is law enforcement interview page 122, lines 7 through 12. If somebody tried to kill my ex-husband.
I love it when Georgia does that. This is like the tab part, right? Page, whatever page she just said, line is such and such, such and such. Like she is literally checking Wendi at every question.
Then they should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Question, regardless of who it is. Answer, I mean, it would be different if I thought it were my brother. Did you call your mom from the interview room at Tallahassee Police Department?
Okay. Here's when Georgia is inquiring about Wendi calling mom, Donna.
Did.
And did she answer the phone?
She did.
When she answered, did she advise you that your dad was in the shower?
I don't remember whether my dad was in the
Okay, another thing. Allison Galvani and I did an entire I don't remember from Wendi series. It's all gone now from the internet, which is fine. Okay, which is fine. Her father was arrested after 43 plus years of murdering her mother in San Mateo County in 1982. Okay, her channel's gone, but we did an I don't remember series for Wendi. And this is one of those questions. Every time Wendi says, I don't remember, it translates to, I'm not going to tell you the truth. Remember when she's asked about going to the ABC liquor store because she's looking for a specific item, how does Wendi remember specifically, oh, there's a Stock the Bar party? I had to get Bullet bourbon. That, like, she remembers all these specific things in regards to her alibi, but things in real life, I don't remembers, right? Like she does that I don't remember quote. Okay, I will keep going.
shower.
You asked her to sit down. Do you remember that? When she answered, did she advise you that your dad was in the shower?
I don't remember whether my dad was in the shower.
You asked her to sit down. Do you remember that?
I do.
And by asking her to sit down, would that signify to her that this was going to be something serious you were going to reveal or say?
I was concerned about her age and if she were standing that she could, hurt herself if she fell down.
Okay. And do you?
Okay, guess what? Wendi, you don't talk to your dad. Your dad is never in the background.
You recall that she at that point asked if she could put you on speakerphone?
That's Donna's part of the script that she's actually following. Verbiage wise, she's not following the script. Donna is saying all kinds of stuff in the background. Wendi is going with the script. She mentions the boys. Donna doesn't bite on it, but Donna does say, oh, can I put you on speakerphone? So your dad, who's in the shower, who is not actually in the shower and makes no noise, who is really in Tallahassee with you, because I left him there 6 days prior to you calling me, telling me that Danny's been shot. That's what's really going on here.
I don't remember, but that sounds plausible.
What was the purpose of putting the phone on speaker, if you know?
I would be guessing, but so my dad could hear too.
But wasn't dad?
But wasn't dad, okay, I will, I'm sorry, I'm not trying, I'm so sorry. I'm like excited about this. I got a revelation this morning from rewatching things, and I'm so sorry. I'm very excited.
No.
I would be guessing, but so my dad could hear too.
But wasn't dad in the shower, or you don't remember that part?
I don't remember if my dad was in the shower.
Was anyone else there to your knowledge?
I don't think so.
Was Charlie there to your knowledge?
I don't think so.
Did you ask your mom in that telephone conversation to tell Charlie what was going on?
I think I did. I didn't want to make any more phone calls.
And your mom took the news pretty well, didn't she, this phone call?
I wouldn't say she took the news well.
So we're learning, and I am going to go back to chat real quick to see what everyone's saying, but we never hear Harvey. We never hear Harvey in the background. We never hear, okay, you're being put on speakerphone. Wouldn't you hear water running in the shower? Or your husband in the shower screaming, oh, is that Wendi on the phone? I mean, hello. You guys, Harvey was not in Miami. And I will show a timeline in a minute. I will go back to my timeline. I'm a little bit discombobulated, if you will. I'm so sorry. I'm excited, but I'll show the timeline. One that needs to be adjusted in certain, I'm sorry, not adjusted, but added to, but I'll show you the timeline. Like I said earlier, Dan is not in Tallahassee. He is in New York City from July 1 to July 11th because he's getting the boys on Friday, July 11th, the week before he is shot. Wendi is out of town in Miami with the boys July 30th through July 11th. Both Wendi and Dan arrive back in Tallahassee on July 11th. Wendi tells Isom she takes her parents to rent a car on July 12th and they go back to Miami. I don't believe that HARVEY went back to Miami. Now, we might not be able to prove this through cell phones because if I'm a wife of a dentist and I've cleared his schedule for that week and he's going to stay with my daughter because we're about to kill her ex, I'm going to take his cell phone with me in my purse. We might not be able to figure this out through HARVEY's cell phone records, but we might be able to figure it out to see if HARVEY ever saw patients that entire week. Okay, let me say hello. I'm going to say hello to everybody. I will continue. I do have a plan here. Do you think Donna did the money drop and drove to Tallahassee alone after the murder? MBB, I will get to that because Donna, well, and allegedly HARVEY as well, but they stop off, meaning I just believe it's Donna at this point. They stay in a hotel and check in at 1:25 a.m. in Orlando, which is literally 2 hours or less from Miami to Orlando in the middle of the night. But we'll get into that. Hey, baby girl. Hey, Mrs. Skytroop. Thank you, John. I'm sorry. I'm probably a little bit behind. I appreciate that. I know that a lot of people don't come. I don't know if she has the toll roads. I wonder if Georgia may have toll photos showing only Donna in the car on the way back to Miami. I don't know if they have that. I'm not so sure. And another thing is that from Orlando to Tallahassee, Donna did not have to take toll roads. She could have taken I-4 up through Central Florida, go on to I-75, completely missing the turnpike. Because the turnpike is the only toll, quote unquote, toll roads in Central Florida. So yeah, she might not have photographs of her in any type of toll road. No good attorney should ask a question they don't know the answer to, especially prosecutors. I 100% agree, Jolie. Let's see. Ann says, I believe you'd remember that if he would. Yeah, right. Hello, Murder by Maestro. How are you? Let's see. Why would Georgia ask her about HARVEY in the shower? Yeah. Bring on the revelation. Yeah, I feel it. I'm calling it a revelation. Hi, Brian Music. Thanks for being here. The hotel would have footage of Donna or HARVEY and Donna checking in. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to show those timestamps. I do have a plan. I appreciate it. I know sometimes Sometimes I come on. Well, I think if you guys have known me for a minute, you're gonna know I'm not a professional YouTuber, right? I'm just like a regular person. I was working 2 miles away the day that Dan was shot. I've been fully invested into this investigation for years. I have really good timelines. I have really good information. I remember too much about this case. Okay, let me move on.
Oh, I think she was upset.
Did you say something different in your law enforcement interview after you got off the phone with her?
I don't think I did. I don't think I said something like that.
Didn't you say, page 265, line 5 through 6, quote, "My mom handled that pretty well"?
My mom handled that pretty well. No mention of Harvey, but hang on. Something else is coming up.
I may have said that. I can check it. Can you tell me the line again?
Yes, ma'am, page 265, line 5 and 6.
Yes, that's what I said.
And then page 280, line 22 and 23. Did you also say, "Well, my parents sounded really surprised, so that's at least a relief"?
Yes, I see that here.
No further questions.
Okay, so she first says, my mom handled that pretty well. But then a couple minutes later, and Georgia is referencing the transcripts from Ison's interview. But a couple minutes later, she says, my parents sounded really surprised, so that's a relief. Wendi never talks to Harvey or hears Harvey. This is part of their script. Wendi is following a script. Who in their right mind in like real time, real life, if I call someone and I think I'm about to talk to two different people, but I only talk to one of two people because they're a couple, right? Why would I reference the both of them if I never heard the second person? Okay, I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on to Rob Adelson's testimony. Let's see. Didn't you say page 60, 265 line? Yeah, she doesn't miss a beat. Yeah, she's all about her tab. Georgia is the bomb. She knows what's up. She remembers all the alibi BS, but needs to see tab reminders. Exactly, Brian Music. Exactly. Poor old Donna sitting over there thinking I'm screwed, and Wendi didn't even bring the lube. I mean, Wendi barely acknowledged her. The Donna Harvey email was registered to a mobile parking app service, defo trackable through that. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Murder. Also use the Evite to make digital invites of some kind. Just saying, yeah. Possibly not. If they are, they might be inadvertently protecting her. We don't know Johnny Bronx Pascal. Thank you for joining us. Okay, you guys, I am going to move to Rob's testimony. Okay, I got the timestamp. Give me 1 second. Thank you for your patience. Okay, we're going to jump to Rob. Listen carefully.
All right, so how did you first hear about Dan Markel's murder? I heard the day after the shooting occurred, so that would be Saturday, July 19. I was at a meeting in Chicago, and I think I got a phone call first, and that I was in a meeting, and so I just said can I call you later? And then I got a text message shortly thereafter, like right before 10 in the morning. It said like, tragedy here, please call.
And are these from Donna Adelson?
Yes.
Okay. So were you able to call her that morning from the conference in Chicago?
Yeah. So I walked out and went to the hotel lobby and just hit call.
Okay. And tell us about that conversation with her.
So it's one of those moments that you'll just remember forever. So I remember being in the lobby of the Westin, and I assumed something terrible had happened, and but I wasn't ready for it. She said, so we just want to let you know that Danny's been shot, and they took him to the hospital, but he didn't make it. And I mean, it didn't make any sense. And I probably asked like a few medical questions, and they said they're driving up to go help Wendi, and we'll talk to you later. We can't talk now.
Okay. Was she crying?
Okay. So what have we learned? Rob says, I talked to Donna. Rob doesn't ever mention that Harvey's there. He says they are, but did Rob ever actually talk to Harvey or hear about Harvey? I know. Oh, I know. Yeah, okay, so Johnny Bronx, like, okay, she does not work for a judge anymore. She worked for a judge, and the last day that she worked for Judge Alberto Jordan was September 30th of 2016. Yeah, worked, exactly, Jolie. Lena, is everything okay? I don't know if I have any, well, I know that Sky Troop is, I don't see any other, hang on, Jolie, I'm going to make you a mod too. You guys can click on the person, you can go to their channel, you can check them out in regards to whether or not they're a bot. I don't know if you know how to do that, Jolie, but I'm going to make you a mod right now just because, Sky Troops, Sky Troops busy sometimes. No offense, guys. I know that you might know how to do that, but Jolie, I'm going to go ahead and make you a mod. It's going to take me 1 second. Is murder, aren't you a mod? Murder by Maestro, or I guess you go by MBM now. This is so funny. I can't even remember at this point how to make people mods. Maybe is it through settings? Yes. Okay. But I hope everything's okay, Lena. Can I do that? Like in, see, it shows you how much I know, right? It shows you how much I know about the situation. I think I actually can just go to my chat. I can see you in chat. Okay, murder. Oh, I think murder by Maestro, I think you've always been blue. Wait, why is it just now showing you blue? Look, it changed your name. Okay, Jolie, I'm going to make you a mod. So, and John, you're a mod, but you're a mod in your old profile. So now you guys are mods in like all kinds of double profiles. Oh my God, watch. I'm going to go back to StreamYard. Okay, thank you. I was like, I'm going to go back to StreamYard and realize that I've been on complete. Okay, I think everything's okay. Mr. C, you've always been a mod. Yeah, so if you look Murder by Maestro, like your profile is showing up two different ways for me. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to try to work out YouTube craziness. Okay. So, additional information that I want to stop sharing. I don't know if I was sharing all that. I'm sorry. If I was, I probably was. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like that could be a bot, that could be something. Okay, I don't know if we should joke as to whether or not they're having a stroke. I mean, no offense, Lena, but I mean, your name is Trail, and sometimes that's Troll. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not so sure about her. Okay. I don't know. If you look at the profile picture pretty closely, I think it's Savannah's sister. I don't know. I mean, no offense, Lena, if you're not, but your profile picture looks just like Annie. And I'm done with that case. I'm done. I've been getting all kinds of weirdos. Oh, Robert Duvall passed away. Wow. Okay. Well, thanks for letting us know, Mr. C. Okay. So I'm going to I'm going to continue on. I'm going to go to my timeline, guys. Okay. And I will probably do a live with Leslie at some point where she does all of her fancy, and I say fancy, like, she does all of her videos, stuff connected to this. But I'm going to go to this timeline because I want to try to prove that I believe that Harvey is the one that is taking this picture. Okay. Okay. So we're going to start at July 11th. On July 11th, we know that both Wendi and Dan are both back in town. They have both gone out of town and I'm just starting here because we're talking about who took the photograph of Wendi that was posted on her Facebook page on 7/17 of 2014, and it's at Lake Ella with the U-Haul Center rental vehicle center in the background, and it's at Lake Ella, and it's on North Monroe. Okay. This is what's so weird, because like Leslie and I had talked about this. Like on July 11th of 2014 is when Donna emails Wendi the details around the Geek Squad appointment scheduled for July 18th with the order number, who purchased what, name, number, etc., etc. This whole thing does not make sense, because Wendi is with HARVEY and Donna at this point in time. Maybe, I don't know who sent the email, but it is from HARVEY and Donna's email. But it's so weird because they're all together. They're all together in Tallahassee. Maybe it's a reminder email. I mean, listen, I send myself reminder texts, I send myself reminder emails, but I don't really have, but both of my parents are deceased. My dad's been deceased since I was 4 years old. My mother's been deceased for almost 2 decades now. Okay, so I don't have people who are sending me reminder emails. But maybe that's just a reminder email, because we know how Donna likes to be in control. Wendi tells Isom on July 12th. Well, she tells Isom during her interview that on July 12th that she took her parents to get a rental car to return to Miami. And I write in my notes, where was the rental car rented from and what type of vehicle was rented? Was it a moving vehicle, a large van, a U-Haul? Because I believe that Wendi is moving her stuff out of Tallahassee to South Florida. July 13th, it's a Sunday. Okay, I believe Jeffrey is on the stand. I can't remember exactly which trial it is, but Jeffrey says that Wendi returned from South Florida on the 13th. Like, that's not true. Wendi was lying to Jeffrey. Leslie did a clip video or some sort of video. I don't know if it's a short, but it's a video about this. But on this night, on July 13th, Wendi and Jeffrey go to a movie and a dinner date. And Jeffrey says in one of the Isom interviews which exactly movie they saw. I don't really remember. However, I do know that they were at the movie theater that used to be located in the same spot on Thomasville Road as Whole Foods, and then also where Stephen Webster and the Baptiste guy, they have their law offices, like literally like almost on the same property. It's the property right outside the parking lot of that plaza. But it's on Thomasville Road. It's a hop, skip, and a jump from Trescott or Benton Road. So this is the same day on July 13th. This is the same day that Jeffrey says that there's a $15,000 or a $50,000 statement about Charlie looking into a hitman the summer before, meaning in 2013, and it makes Jeff's stomach flip. I believe later on in testimony, he doesn't stick to that exact date, but they are literally on a date on Sunday the 13th. Monday the 14th, this is when Wendi calls Jeff and says that she's locked out of her house. Okay. Jeffrey offers to come over. Hey, I'll come and sit on your porch with you. And she's like, oh, no, don't worry about it. Well, she's keeping Jeffrey away for a reason. It might be because HARVEY is at her house. HARVEY is in town. Rob spoke and testified that he is only talking to Donna, and Donna is the one who is saying stuff about, oh, they're in Orlando and then they're headed to get to Wendi. Katie testifies and says, Charlie said my mom dropped off the money from Miami to Orlando is in the middle of the night. It's about 2 hours. How can Harvey and Donna not make a 7-hour trip in a nighttime? One person sleeps while the other one's driving. You switch off in an emergency. It's because Donna is alone. She is the one that has to stop off in Orlando and spend the night because she cannot make this drive on her own. This is my speculation. This is my conclusion to what's happening. Okay, I'm going to come and look at the chat for a minute. I have 2 different accounts. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Murder. Okay. Well, maybe Lena doesn't speak English, or maybe, okay, you know what? Maybe Lena is doing voice to text and it's on some sort of random language and she doesn't know about it. Okay. All right. I don't know what that means, but that's okay. Mhm. Okay. Okay. Okay, I am going to go back to my time frame. Okay. On the 14th of July. Okay, remember this is 4 days before Dan passes. Or before Dan is shot and murdered. I'm not trying to minimize what's happened to Dan Markel. Wendi says she's locked out of her home. Jeff offers to come over. She's like, oh, no, don't worry about it. This is also the same evening that they go to the yoga date. He calls it the most awkward yoga date of all time, right? She also asks Jeffrey, are you still going to Tennessee on Friday? His reply is, hey, it's still up in the air because, I mean, poor, pitiful Jeff still thinks that there's a chance that they're going to hang out that weekend if he stays in town. It is what it is, guys. This is after the yoga date, that conversation. She goes home and she sends Jeffrey the email. He calls it the no contact order. However, it's not any type of legal situation. It's a no contact email. And she basically says she wants no contact for a week so she can think things over about her and Jeffrey Lacasse's relationship. This is the same night that Charlie and Katie are texting and calling each other back and forth like craziness. Katie and Sigfredo are texting and calling each other back and forth as well. Charlie leaves a 1 a.m. message. Oh, no, I know what happens here. Hang on, let me get my note. Oh, Lord. No, Charlie leaves a 1 a.m. message to Katie on this night. And this is just like the timeline here, but okay. July 15th, the green Prius is rented in South Florida. July 16th is when Sigfredo and Luis leave Miami. They head to Tallahassee. This is a Wednesday. Wendi actually has the kids this evening. She texted Dan on July 6th, making sure that he was going to be in town on this specific Wednesday and that she could have the kids on Wednesday. Okay, I apologize about that. For some reason, my new headphones power off every once in a while. It's very odd. Okay, let's see. Jolie says, great point that only if Harvey was with Wendi would they not drive straight to Tallahassee that night. Donna alone makes sense for the hotel stop. Well, and Jolie, we talked about the other day, like in the middle of the night, I-95 is clear. Like Miami to Orlando is literally less than 2.5 hours on I-95. Like it's a fast trip. Because on the interstate, if it's not gridlock, you can go like 70 or almost up to 80 miles an hour. As Donna would say, where is the evidence? Like, yeah, Donna Adelson. Yeah, where is the non-evidence, Donna? That is the question. Poor Donna thought if they had an alternative theory, it would be reasonable doubt. Yeah, she's Delulu. Hey, Tato. Tattletales, hey. How are I know that we have a plan at some point to do a live. We might just need to do a video and me post it. I'll email you the difficulties I've been having with the YouTube police, or it's really alternative intelligence police that are acting wacko. But hey, Tattle, it's so good to see you. So John says, Jeff, I'm going to be really, really busy after the 18th, so don't contact me for a week. I'll call you from Miami. Well, she sends him that email on Monday the 14th and says, like, I don't really know what's going on with our relationship. Give me 1 week, and then I'll let you know what the status is. Like, who does that? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a Gen Xer, or maybe it's because I don't know. I have like, I know that it is proper for people to work on relationships. I just feel like, okay, for Jeffrey, for instance, it's like he's dating this girl for a couple months and then he starts having to see a therapist because of his relationship with her, and then spends, I think he tells Isom $2,000 on therapy. Okay, you guys, Jeffrey Lacasse is a professor at FSU. He has Capital Health Plan. I believe that Allison Galvani and I went over this in one of our live streams. It's at minimum a $20 copay for a session, at maximum $40 copay. Okay, I have a Capital Health Plan. It's a state insurance up here in Tallahassee. Almost all of the providers are Capital Health Plan. Let's just say it's $40 a pop for a session. $2,000? Oh my gosh, Jeffrey, run. If you have to go see a therapist after a couple of dates or a few months of a relationship, that might not be the one for you. Okay, that's just me. Okay, that's just me. But Jeffrey is also, well, I mean, I have a sociology degree, but my entire 20-year career in state government was social worky. It was helping people. Like, it was in the social work realm, if you will. Like, I just don't have tolerance for people like that. But maybe that's just I know. Well, and that, and John Smith has a song called Wendy's Magic Hoo Hoo, or I forgot what you call it. I almost said F in hell. It's so funny. Yeah, she's got the magic hoo-ha. Yeah, I don't think that I think that Jeff thought that he won. he won the chick lotto with her. He was under a spell. But we've also discussed this. Why I think that TPD thought that he was a weirdo because he like shows up at TPD talking about how he's under Wendy's spell. They're probably like, I mean, like they're sleep deprived. They're working a murder. They got some, sensitive social worky guy coming up in there speaking all kinds of psychobabble. He is way above their league, way above their heads. They don't have the ability to comprehend after not sleeping for 48 hours or whatever it is. And he's talking about being under a spell. I mean, they passed him off as like being a weirdo immediately. I'm going to see what Miss Kitty is saying. Hey, Miss Kitty. Let's get into it. When is she got to be? So, okay, Miss Kitty. Okay, so I did some research this morning based upon appeals because I truly believe that the feds in Georgia have her number, but it's a lot more complicated than what we're looking at. I don't know if any of you guys have seen when Leslie B had the live stream with Grish and I on, and then we had a part 2. Okay, this is much more complicated than your normal murder investigation. I mean, well, at this point in time, there's been 5 people convicted, right? It is a true conspiracy. The prosecution is not the ones who are calling the shots. It's the feds. Donna's investigation alone had 30 or more federal investigators looking at her case. And I'm not just talking about Pat Sanford. Okay, Pat Sanford has been involved in the Dan Markel murder since July 21, 2014. He has testified to this a couple of times. I do not have the timestamps as to when he testified, but he has. This is much deeper and much more complicated than your average folk think. Nice. Yeah, I know nice guys get targeted by psychopaths. Well, allegedly and entertainment purposes only, and this is just my opinion, I believe that Wendi falls in line with everything that I know about a malignant narcissist. That's my opinion. Entertainment purposes only, allegedly. Brandy, hey. Oh my gosh. Did Tanika Toussaint show up? Oh my goodness. If Tanika is here, thank you. She is a large channel. Based on, like, poor little me. Yeah, it's a proven conspiracy. Exactly. Mr. C agrees. Yeah, Joel, I love to hear Grish talk more about why so many federal officers are a part of this case. Okay, so I texted Grish. Well, I texted him like a massive amount of information. I'm pretty sure he's probably I mean, he's got a life. He's doing stuff. But when it comes to us trying to figure out who took this photograph, hey, Stephanie, good to see you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Stephanie. Yeah, she does use that as a stalling tactic. I 100% agree, but she also uses it to figure out what the state has on her. Because I've seen her looking through that thing like craziness. And okay, so Georgia's not stupid. Georgia is going to give her a piece of paper that might have one thing on it, but then there's other information on the paper that Georgia isn't going to bring up. So Wendi is like scanning the paper like a madwoman. She's done that in a couple of the trials. Okay, so I'm going to get back to this real quick so I could just finish my thought. If any of you guys have been around me or with me for quite some time, you'll know. You know how like I move, right? Okay, so let's go back to July 16th, right? Luis and Sigfredo, they leave Miami, they head to Tallahassee. This is when Wendi has the boys for that night. It's already in the custody agreement. We're not really sure why. Wendi has to double check that date. This is also the same evening that Wendi and the boys, like Wendi tells Isom that she was at that shopping plaza and sees Dan working on his laptop in the window at Whole Foods, and she avoids him and then takes the boys to Smash Burger instead. And oh, I mean, that's just so heartbreaking to me. July 15th or 16th, and we don't know exactly the date because we haven't been given the date. But remember, Wendi talks about having a long walk the week of with Jane. When she mentions this on Friday the 18th in in the interview room where Isom is, and then Jane comes in, she mentions this like, oh, like we went on a walk earlier, like whenever that was. So if it was the day before, Jane would have been like, oh, it was yesterday. So we still don't know if it was Tuesday or Wednesday of that week. Okay, on the 17th, Tuto and Tato, that's Sigfredo and Garcia, they're scoping out Trescott Drive and the surrounding areas. This is the same day that Tuto accidentally shoots out the gas line in the Prius, disabling it on the side of the road. And then they say that they run in, quote unquote, run into Shadrick Nobles. Okay, I don't necessarily believe that, just to be honest. I believe that they have his contact. They, meaning Sigfredo, has his contact information because he's one who can run out and get them a little bit of Coca-Cola. Okay? That's what's happening. They don't just run into him, you guys. I mean, Tallahassee's small, but it's not extremely small. Sherry says, hi, I was just scrolling and ran across your channel. And when I searched for it, I can't get to it. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that I guess because I'm named True Crime Wifey, if you search True Crime Wifey, it's gonna basically bring up every single true crime situation that has a wife involved. Yeah, so you just literally have to click on I mean, I guess I could post my channel. I could post my own channel unless there's a mod that wants to post the link to my channel. Yeah, even if I'm on my profile and search True Crime Wifey, I can't find my channel. But I mean, that's just my name. And okay, so well, if you guys have been here a while, I mean, I've told this story. I've been with my husband for almost 28 years. When we were married we were married before we ever got our first cell phones. We moved up here from Tampa over 25 years ago to Tallahassee. I was very turned off by Tallahassee. Everything's closed on Sundays. I didn't understand when people got their dry cleaning done. Like, I was just like, what is going on? But we got our cell phones after we were married. Okay, apologize. I'm sorry. My headphones just keep powering off for some random reason. But we got cell phones after we were married, and my husband plugged my phone number into his phone as wifey. So I'm basically wifey in his cell phone, and I have been for over 25 years. And when I decided to create a channel, I just called myself True Crime Wifey. Am I muted right now? Can you guys hear me? Just let me know. Okay, thank you. Well, and I was having issues with this 2 days ago when I did my live, and I was like, ugh, it's like so annoying. It just keeps powering off. And I I think I was like, I spent a pretty penny on these headphones. Like, the first pair that I got were almost 200. Like, and I had to return those because, like, they stopped working after like 10 hours. Well, and not 10 hours of usage, but 10 hours of after me having them in my home. And then I got a new pair, and I spent a little bit more money. I don't really like to talk money, but yeah, I mean, I have kids. Like, I don't necessarily go out and spend like $250 on something for myself just at random, unless it's like, a really nice purse or a piece of jewelry. And I don't really buy that stuff for myself. It would be like a gift from my husband. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay. Let me go back. Boop. Okay. So the fuel line gets repaired. It's on the 17th. This is the day that Wendi claims that she went to the food trucks in the evening. You guys, this is a fake person, okay? And at some point in time, we'll actually reveal exactly why we know this. And if any of you on the live stream now who have personal emails with me, like, don't reveal additional information. But yeah, you guys, a friend of a friend, Malia, like, yeah, there is no friend of a friend. And she did not spend hours there. Like, it's a fake person. And then, of course, July 18th, earlier in the day, I mean, there are phone calls and emails going back and forth between Stephen Webster and Dan. Stephen Webster talks about this in a couple of his different interviews that he's given. It's never really come out specifically, but he actually was in contact with Dan on the 18th. They're about to file like the motion to hold Wendi in contempt of court regarding all of the financial details. Of course, we know that Sigfredo and Luis, they follow Dan from Trescott to Creative School to the gym. They wait for him to work out. They follow him home. Dan Markel turns into his driveway. He is coming from Armistead, Okay, so he's coming the opposite way. And so if he's looking to see if someone's following him and keeps like looking in the rearview mirror once he gets into his neighborhood, he's not seeing it, because Luis and Sigfredo go up to Benton Road and turn left onto Benton off of Thomasville Road. They're seen on the bus cams at 10:51 a.m. Then they turn left onto Trescott. So if Dan is driving on Trescott from Armistead, he's headed south, and Luis and Sigfredo are on Trescott heading north. Dan turns right into his driveway up into the garage. Sigfredo and Luis are coming from the south side heading north onto Trescott, and then Sigfredo is let out. He runs up, and Luis turns left behind him into his driveway. Dan's on the phone. Dan says there's someone unfamiliar. Luis comes up to Dan's left window. I do believe, based on Stuart Schlazer's interview and then also Rob's testimony, that Donna tells him that someone went up to the front door and said, "Are you Dan Markel?" and then shoots him. I believe that Sigfredo is at his window. Stuart Schlazer hears muffled talking. I do believe that Sigfredo might have said, "Are you Dan Markel?" but then just like shoots him through the window, through his driver's side window. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jolie. Okay. Steve was on vacation with his family and delayed his call with Dan. Okay. Thank you, Jolie. But I believe that they emailing back and forth like within the couple of days ahead of time. Okay. Jackie St. Germain has a problem on her live the other night. It was because every time she talked with her hands. Yeah, that was her camera doing that. But like, I mean, my headphones aren't, like, I don't even have a camera on. So my headphones, I don't know why my headphones just keep powering down, even though they're at full charge before I go live. Okay, let me see what else I'm missing. Oh, okay. So another thing in regards to Harvey possibly being the person in Tallahassee that takes that photograph on 7/17 of Wendi and the boys at Lake Ella. Katie has testified at least twice that Charlie says, "My mom just dropped off the money." Katie has not testified that Charlie said, "My parents dropped off the money." Like Charlie says, "My mom dropped off the money." Let's see what John says. "I believe this is why Siggy was told it had to happen then, because Webster had to meet with Wendy's attorney and told him the motion was going to be filed on the 18th. Yeah, but I think that they had decided to hold off and that it was going to be filed on the 21st. If I remember correctly, from Stephen Webster's subsequent interviews with whether it was STS, Judy, or, he's been on several channels, and I can't keep up with everything all the time. So I guess this is why I wanted to do a live stream. My revelation, and I'm just gonna kind of just reiterate this real fast. This is my revelation today, and this is based on my live stream 2 days ago, and then all the other information that I know. And my live stream focused on Grish's, one of his last videos where he did the identification of Wendy's Facebook post on 7/17/2014. We do not know exactly when that photograph was taken, but she posted on her Facebook page the photograph at Lake Ella. Grish identified where that was taken. I went behind that video and then it went to Lake Ella and then photographed that exact same spot. Grish did an overlay showing everybody that it was at Lake Ella. So I believe that HARVEY Adelson took that photo. I don't believe that HARVEY would have left town and left his baby girl to meet with hitmen alone. I think that HARVEY stayed in Tallahassee after him and Donna drove Wendi and the boys back up from South Florida to Tallahassee on July 11th. Because Wendi had been in Miami from June 30th to July 11th. And then in between that time, remember, HARVEY also had his birthday party on July 5th, the paella party, right? After the money drop at Charlie's on the late night, I guess 11 p.m. or so on the 18th, Katie has testified at least twice that Charlie said, "My mom dropped off the money." There's no mention of HARVEY. Donna and allegedly HARVEY, they check into a hotel in Orlando at 1:25 a.m. on 7/19. Okay, which is right about the same time that Dan passes away at TMH after being shot at 10:53 a.m. on the 18th. And I'm going to stick with the 10:53 a.m. because bus cam footage shows Luis and Sigfredo in the green Prius, southbound Thomasville Road, turning left onto Benton at 10:51 a.m. on the 18th. Another bus cam footage shows Luis and Sigfredo in the green Prius heading north at 10:55 a.m. north on Thomasville Road, headed to I-10 after the shooting. I'm basically doing the middle time between 10:51 and 10:55. We know that we know that someone, either HARVEY, Donna, or both of them, I believe it's only Donna, they check into, I believe it's a Hilton in Orlando at 1:25 a.m. on 7/19. And then the next morning, they continue on to Tallahassee. We saw earlier in Rob's testimony that he said that he got a text message from Donna. Rob is at a meeting at the Westin in Chicago on July 19th. He receives a phone call. He texts back to his mom, like in a meeting, "Can I call you back?" Donna texts him, says, "Tragedy here, please call." This is right before 10 a.m. on the 19th of July. Rob steps out into the lobby. He calls her back. She says, and he's only talking to Donna. She says Danny's been shot and he didn't make it. Says that this is just Donna talking though, that they are driving up to meet Wendi in Tallahassee, and we will talk to you later. Donna and HARVEY, quote unquote, allegedly HARVEY as well, but they are in Orlando at a hotel. The next day on Sunday, Rob talks to Donna. So this is Sunday the 20th. Rob says that Donna says to him, "Someone went to the front door and said, 'Are you Dan Markel?' and then shot him." So it's very unknown as to why Donna has all of that detail, right? How does Donna know that? So, in regards to Harvey and Donna having to stay in Orlando or checking into a hotel at 1:25 a.m. after they've been at Charlie's to drop off money at 11, which I think it's just Donna. Like, why would they have, sorry, I just hit my microphone. Why would they have to stop off to already like, why would they have to already sleep in Orlando like 2 hours later? It's because Donna is alone and she cannot make the 7-hour trip alone. In the ISOM interview, Wendi says, or Wendi calls Donna, and allegedly on the other side of the phone, like we can kind of hear her. She says, "Dad's in the shower. Like, will you put me on speakerphone?" Well, if Dad's in the shower, why aren't we hearing from Harvey at all? Like, just because he's in the shower doesn't mean anything. Harvey doesn't speak. He never gets on the phone and he never talks. So, do you guys have any discussion? I know it's been a lot. I'm trying to stay like succinct. Okay, hang on. Let me go. Okay, because StreamYard's acting weird. Okay, so she says it seems like Yendra wasn't honest about who took. No, I believe that Yendra was honest. Yendra has always said that that Charlie took that photo. I do believe that Charlie took that photo. I have questions about Yendra on other things, nothing about who took that photo. Would the hotel have their driver's license on file when checking in? I don't know. Maybe not, Jolie. Well, I believe someone said it was a Hilton. So I've had, I think, is it Enterprise? Rent-A-Car is Emerald. Marriott is Bonvoy. I forgot what Hilton is called. But I mean, I have memberships to all of those. I don't have to show any, well, meh. I'm trying to think. Okay, I don't have to show anything when checking out, but I think when checking in, yeah, I do have to show my ID. Sometimes I just show my Marriott card for Bonvoy. I'm trying to think the last time I stayed in a Hilton. I mostly stay at Marriott's just because I love racking up those points. Yeah, but okay, so if I'm with my husband and I mean, he might run, okay, if we're arriving somewhere late, depending upon who's driving and who's in the passenger seat, one of us is going to run in and show our license. So let's just say my husband's driving and I'm in the passenger seat. I'm going to be the one running in and checking in and getting, the door key and the room number, and then, getting our sleeping children out of the car later. Oh, but I mean, at Disney, it's a whole different situation at Disney. Like Disney, I mean, on my app, like, I mean, I do like, I think it's called contactless check-in. Yeah, I don't see anyone. If you have your bill paid before you arrive at Disney for your like vacation or whatever, you don't have to see or hear from anyone. Like my Magic Band opens our hotel room. I get text messages when their room's ready. We might already be at a park, like But I think, yeah, I think at like at a Hilton or a Marriott. But yeah, that could just be one person running in and checking in. Like, I mean, camera footage might show that someone is there or not there. But I don't know how long they keep that. I don't know if they're going to have that. I believe Yinja told the truth about that. Okay, I do too. I think for the government, maybe it's in the past years. Okay. No, I don't read the Mormon pamphlets. No. No, but you know what's weird? Like I remember like way back when, like when I was young, like my parent, like we would check in somewhere. My parents always looked to see if there was a Holy Bible in the room. I don't know if I really do that any. I don't necessarily think I do that, but I mean, I mean, I have a Bible on my phone. Like I have scripture on my phone. But no, I have not noticed that there's Mormon pamphlets in the Marriott. Okay, let me make sure I'm showing everything. I did not get, I don't think I got the timestamp of Katie's testimony, but so basically, I guess that's my revelation for the day. So I guess to back up the theory or back up that Harvey was in Tallahassee, we really can't rely on his phone because Donna could have just taken his phone and put it in her purse to head back to Miami. So his phone is not going to help us. I think knowing whether or not he saw patients that week at his dental practice is key. I mean, I don't know. Does Clarissa have it on her calendar that he was off for the full week? Hello. Hey, Jibs and Jabs. Good to see you. Oh, no, Anne, we're not talking about the same picture. Hold on. I'm going to show you what we're talking about. Hang on. Let me stop sharing this. Hang on. We're going to show you the picture that we're talking about. Grish. And I'm just going to show his still shot photograph. This one. This picture of Wendi. Wendi posted, oops. Okay, yes, it's showing. I know it's not that big. Hang on. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Yeah, I can. Hang on. Might have made it too big. Hold on. Sorry, yes, I'm amateur. Okay. Grish did a video identifying where this picture was taken is at Lake Ella. Wendi posted a photo. This photo. The background photo is the photo that I took like right after he posted this. But this part of the photo, and he has a video that corresponds with this whole thing with him identifying the location. Wendi posted this photo on 7/17/2014, the day before Dan is shot. Grish identified where the photo was taken. Okay, good night, Jibs. Go sleep. Oh, Jibs had a 20-hour day. Okay, go to sleep. We'll talk soon. It's okay, Anne. I'm so sorry. I probably confused you when we started talking about like Yendra. When Yendra said the photo was taken by Charlie, she's talking about the photo of her, Wendi, and Katie on the beach on June 15th of 2014. This photo, the interlaying one, and then Grish brings that whole thing into a video and talks about this piece. She posted it on 7/17 of 2014. We don't know exactly when the photo was taken, but the photo was posted on Wendi's Facebook page by, I'm assuming, Wendi on 7/17. Yeah. And again, like this was posted the day before Dan was murdered, but we don't know if it was taken. There's a huge possibility it was taken the same day. I agree, John. But I guess my purposes for this live stream, based on conversations that we were having on a live stream I did 2 days ago, I believe that HARVEY took this photo. I believe that HARVEY was in town, and that HARVEY being at Aqua Ridge is the reason why Wendi would not let Jeffrey come to her home. Yes. All right. Are there any questions? This is this is part of the problem with because I've said this before. I am not creative. I don't know how to edit videos. I do not have to know how to create videos, but I do a live stream and then try to, do timestamps and show everybody what I'm. I hope that my point. I hope that as Grish would say, that my information landed. I hope that what I'm trying to say has landed. Thank you. Thank you. It's okay. No, I'm with you. I'm with you, Anne. He's clear. Thank you. So, do you guys have any more questions before I get going? Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that did. Yeah. Today's President's Day. Happy President's Day for people who are in the US of A. Yeah. Yeah, Jolie, we did not even talk about that because we did discuss this 2 days ago on my live stream. We think that, yeah, I think it's the same owl shirt. I think that Wendi was up all night. I think that she wore the same clothes on Thursday and Friday. She was up all night packing and or drinking, maybe both. She rolled out of bed when Geek Squad guy was on his way. And she tells Isom like that she didn't even shower. Like she just, she was wearing the same shirt from Thursday, threw on some new shorts or the same, who knows? Remember, this like makes me cringe. Like, I don't know. I wash my hands so many times a day. But she tells Isom, it's like 3:00 in the afternoon. She's like, I haven't washed my hands all day. Like, you went out to lunch, lady, didn't wash your hands before you ate. That's weird. Yeah, packing and drinking. Thank you, John. Okay, so I'm going to get going. I can't believe it's been almost 2 hours. I feel like I've just been rattling off. Okay, so this is so funny. And I don't know if Tattletales is here anymore, but I've told Tattles that I gave the link to Tattles channel to like a local kid. I say kid, like, like early 20s guy that works at our little convenience store. I go to several different convenience stores, but like there's like one that's like, near your home. And he had applied for a position a few times, and I had given like him information to check out Tattle's channel to try to get an upswing on a position that he was applying for. But right before this, I had run up to my local convenience store, and there's a couple of ladies in there. I don't tell like normal people that I know, but like if they're into true crime, like I'll tell them like, hey, check out my channel. But they might have been watching for the past hour and a half. Okay, JJ Ferris says, does anyone know if the host of the Stock the Bar party have verified that they asked Wendi to bring bullet bourbon? Okay, so I don't know if the hosts have verified that. There was a flyer or, like a printout, if you will. That printout has been in evidence and is known, but it has been blocked and or excluded from being in trials. For Charlie's trial and Donna's trial, I do know that specifically, JJ. Yes, thank you. Yeah, Jolie is correct. Let's see. Do you think no, and I was looking because I mean, just like everyone else, I want to know when Wendi will be arrested. I do believe that she will be arrested. I cannot control when, so I can't really worry about it, but I believe that it will be when Charlie's trials are exhausted. And I think that the feds and the prosecution know a lot more than we know. They know the same stuff that we think that we know outside of them. I mean, I think that they're spot on. I think it's just when they're going to get her. I don't think anything that we've, when I say we, meaning, that Grish has said or I've said, or I don't think that we know more than they do. I think that they're trying to figure out how they're going to pull it all together. And they might have to wait until other convicted persons have exhausted their appeals to bring up Wendi. I don't know. Prof. Joe explains how to grow. Okay, yes. Explain Grocio and Charlie's appeal and why it won't go way, unfortunately, the issue of RASP. Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of was like Jolie, I kind of wanted to know like why they didn't go with Rashi and the ineffective counsel to begin with, because I kind of think that Charlie might be able to argue that because Rashbaum was his parents' attorney for many years before he ever became his defense attorney. And then, of course, Donna getting arrested a week after Charlie was convicted. I feel like that might be a leg to stand on. I don't know. Yes, and oh, this is weird. Yes. Okay, I do have an AC unit that just, powered on behind me. That means what? I'm gonna check the temp real quick. So it's 70 degrees in Tallahassee right now. So John Smith, okay, I think he has a shot at an effective conflicted counsel, but not on other issues argued. I agree, Sky Troop. There's a process on the issues for appeal. I don't remember how it gets decided. So I did a little research and I was reading. It says basically every convicted murderer in the state of Florida has one direct appeal. However, depending upon how that goes, they have additional arguments that can be made afterwards. Let's see. It says Carl was shouting to the roof from day one. Yeah. Yeah, and listen, this is no shade against Carl, but you guys, emailing Jack Campbell or emailing Governor DeSantis, that as far as I'm concerned, that's not something that's going to be helpful at all. But I also, I mean, I'm an American. I'm a constitutionalist. I don't have any issue with people doing their own thing. You do you. I'll do me. I have no business. I'm not a Karen. I'm not going to tell you what to do or what not to do. You can do whatever. I just don't think that it's going to be helpful. That's just my opinion. I think that they're fully aware of what needs to happen. And I think that the feds are running the show. So it's really not up to when Georgia is able to file charges. I believe if is yes. If it will happen, yes, it will happen. I do not know when, but it will happen. And it's not on our timeline, it's on theirs. Just my opinion. Hey, Tato, I was talking about you. Yeah. She was going to bring her kids to a stop. No, you guys, no, I don't think so. I know people are like, oh, Tallahassee's so lax. Everybody brings their kids to like parties where there's like drinking. And no, no, that kind of doesn't really happen. I know you might, okay, an afternoon barbecue, maybe, but not a nighttime liquor party. I'm just saying. And I don't know. That's just my opinion. Yeah, remember how long it took for Mike Williams' case? Yeah. Yeah, you guys, I mean, Mike Williams was missing, quote unquote, missing for almost 17 years. Meanwhile, he was buried in Tallahassee off Carr Lake. He was never swallowed up by gators in December of 2000 in Lake Seminole. That is way west of Tallahassee. He was murdered by Brian Winchester, his BFF. and then buried in Tallahassee, nowhere near the place that he went missing. But yeah, that took forever. Hey, Rosie, it's good to see you. Okay, so I'm going to go through real quick and make sure that I say that hello to everyone who's been here. And I hope everything flowed well. Remember, I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm just a person with a lot of information, knowledge, and thoughts. And thank you, Sherry McGrath, for being here. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Jolie. And thank you for the discussion 2 days ago. This is why I did this. I feel like I had a revelation because I went back through and I started looking at how Georgia questioned Wendi. And then, of course, like what Robert said. Thank you, Sky Troopers. You know, I call you guys the Sky Troopers, Mr. and Mrs. Sky Troop. Been around for a long time. Thank you. John Smith, of course. Murder by Maestro, Mr. C. I'm trying to. And Trouser, or I want to say Trower. And Trower. Jibs and Jabs is awesome. If you guys have never looked at Jibs and Jabs, their videos are so funny. Rosie, thank you so much. Tattletales, of course. And if I've missed you or if I did not say hello when you came in, I apologize, but I hope you're all doing well. Happy President's Day. And pray that the entire Nancy Guthrie stuff gets fixed soon. It's so crazy. I've stepped away from all of that. It's just too much. I'm getting weird, uncomfortable vibes from all of that. So, all right. Well, thank you all for being here and have a great day. And I will see you soon. And check out some other stuff on my channel. And also check out Grish. It's GRISCH. Grish. Yes, happy Mardi Gras. Yes, tomorrow is Fat Tuesday. I will be wearing my golden green. My golden green necklace. Okay. Yes, we are praying for Nancy's safe return. Yes, Rosie. Yes, Grish is awesome. Also check out True Crime and Amen, Leslie B. She's a great friend to me. Okay, have a great rest of your day. And until I see you again, best wishes, prayers. Bye, everyone.